Anim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnan Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shrutva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, what's your name? Neeraj. Give a summary of what we have studied till now in Katha Upanishad.
In Katha Upanishad, first we have studied that the Nachiketa went to his father when he was being judged cows in the donation during the act.
Translate. What does that mean in English?
Jagdatula means those cows who had taken the last food.
Was given all the things.
That class. And he was given all the milk and got near about to die. They are useless cows. But he does not go to his father and directly tell, don't do this. He said, whom you are giving me. So then his father 2-3 times neglected, then he got angry. And he asked him that I am giving you to death. In anger he said only this. His intention was not to send his son to death. But then Nachiketa said, since my father had told this, we should follow the tradition of our ancestors. We should be truthful. And then he told his father that I will go to death, so that your words become true. Then he went to the Yama's house, but he was not there. So he remained hungry and thirsty for 3 days till he came. So after that, Yama's wife asked him to go to Nachiketa and offer and pacify him, otherwise it will bring some curse to live there. So then Yama went to Nachiketa, and then Yama asked him to give 3 boons as a compensation for 3 days of fasting. So first boon was that when he returns, his father will accept him. Second boon was the knowledge of Nachiketa Agni. And third will be asked now.
Not Nachiketa Agni, we have not come to that part. The second boon was to know the particular sacrifice, how to conduct the sacrifice, how many bricks are necessary, how it should be arranged, and etc. Nachiketa Agni, it has not yet been named. We have not come to that part. So, post-festival session today, we are also in a holiday mood. Okay. So, what was the very important 2 or 3 concepts till now? What's your name? Arindam. Good. So, Arindam, what are the 1 or 2 concepts which we see in the part where Nachiketa talks to his father, the conversation between Nachiketa and his father? In that, what are 1 or 2 concepts which are very important to us today?
Presence of mind.
Presence of mind. No, how does that come in the conversation between Nachiketa and his father? Presence of mind. I think that comes when he goes to Yama and asks the boon that my father should accept me. But when he is talking with his father, what is the concept? Very important concept. Anyone? Shraddha Vivesha. Shraddha entered into Nachiketa. Shraddha. What is Shraddha?
What is Shraddha? Shraddha is the conviction that the scriptures and the words of the Guru are correct.
Correct. So, faith or belief in the scriptures and the words of the Guru. And what do scriptures and generally Guru, what does it, what are they supposed to say? Or what is the subject matter of Vedanta? What is the subject matter of Vedanta? What's your name? What is the subject matter of Vedanta? No, it's a very simple question to answer. One line answer. It's an objective question. Multiple choice. So you know how to answer multiple choice question. Inky, pinky, ponky. So, subject matter of Vedanta is the identity of Atman and Brahman. Clear? Subject matter of Vedanta is the identity. I think we studied this when we were studying what? Anubandha Chatushtaya. Means, what is Anubandha Chatushtaya? This is one of the consequences of having very less people. It's easy for me to ask questions. Anubandha Chatushtaya, yes.
There are 4 requirements to start reading these things.
Any scripture, what are they? Mumukshutva.
Provajana, Vishaya, and then I think suitability or capability.
No. Prayojana, Vishaya, Prayojana, Sambandha, Adhikari. What happened? We have so much hopes on you. Somnath. So, Prayojana, Sambandha, Vishaya, Prayojana, Sambandha, Adhikari. Vishaya, Adhikari, Sambandha, Prayojana. This is the 4 things which we have to see when we study a scripture. So last class we were this technology can be tricky. So today some mantras suddenly the indenting got, instead of having every one word in one line, I tried 2-3 times, but somehow at the end moment it became one line. So there are some mantras which will have one line, so practically it is useless to see the projection, but I will try to. Another thing is, are you aware of this software? You know, I couldn't resist myself from asking you this question because I thought some of you will pop the question, but since none of you have, I am asking you because you are all technology people. Are you aware of this software? It's definitely not PowerPoint, you have already guessed that. So this is a software which is called Prezi, P-R-E-Z-I. It's a zooming software. As you can see, it zooms. And we have the logo because I am using the free version, and the paid version is an annual subscription, which definitely I didn't find very reasonable. So this it's an online software. You can use it online, and it's a non-linear presentation software. Somehow it doesn't make sense to use the PowerPoint, one slide after another. So I switched to this, and it's good. It's really good. Only disadvantage being now, as of now, you can't embed sound in this. But they are working on that, and it's a wonderful software. How many of you follow TED.com, TED.com, TED Talks? Lectures, yeah. You follow them. So many people who present in TED Talks use this software. TED Talks is something which you should follow, TED.com, because for people who are interested in science and technology, it's a real a place where you get a lot of knowledge across the world, brilliant ideas. And the tagline of that company is ideas worth sharing. Okay. How many of you know Pranav Mistry? About Pranav Mistry? Sixth Sense. Huh? Which Pranav Mistri?
The Pranav Mistri that made some interactive device using some mouse.
That's what. That's called sixth. He is named that sixth sense, and that's actually motion sensing devices. So Pranav Mistri's original presentation was in TED Talk. Okay, these are all auxiliary details. This is not Veda, Vedanga. So now we come to the Upanishad. Last class, or the last time we met, we were talking about the mantra that is the 15th mantra. Lokadim agnim tamuvacha tasmai ya ishtaka yavati va yatha va sachapi tat pratyavat adya yatha uktam atha asya mrityuh punareva aha tushtaha. So Nachiketa, the wonderful disciple that he was, he heard what the teacher was telling, and to show that he has understood, what did he do? He repeated. And Yama listened and he said, okay, it's correct. Like a rehearsal. He repeated, Yama listened and said, yes. So what did he repeat? How many bricks? Ya ishtaka. How many bricks are necessary for that sacrifice? And yavati, how, in what manner they have to be. Yavati is how many bricks, and ya ishtaka, what class of bricks, what kind of bricks are necessary, and yathava, in which manner it has to be arranged. So last time we saw some samples of Vedic sacrifices where these bricks are arranged, etc. So all these things are necessary, and these things were told by Yama to Nachiketa. Nachiketa repeated those things to Yama again, and Mrityu punareva aha tushta. Tushta means satisfied. So Mrityu was satisfied. Mrityu was satisfied, and having heard this explanation, Mrityu was satisfied, and he punareva, he once again spoke. So what did he speak? He said, he gave an offer. He said, buy one, get one free. That is what he said. So he said that because I have given you 2 boons, I originally promised for 3 boons, 1 each for 1 night which you were there, anashnan, without having had anything, unfed in my house. And it is more out of fear that Yama is giving those boons, and more fear because his home ministry has told, his wives and other people have told. So you see, people always, husband is in constant fear of the wife, and wives are in the constant fear of the husband. One person only is here. I don't know whether she will accept that. So there was such fear. Yama also has this fear. Just see the predicament. So he, also afraid of Nachiketa, he said that okay, I will give you 3 boons. But now, after giving the second boon, after having explained about the sacrifice, he is very pleased, tushtaha, satisfied or pleased. Tosha, the original word is tosha. Tosha means santosha. You see, tosha means satisfaction or happiness. Santosha means samyak rupena tosha, means completely happy. That is what santosha, sam plus tosha. So he was santushtaha or pleased, or he was happy. That Nachiketa has properly understood the manner in which this sacrifice has to be conducted, the category of bricks which is to be used, and number of bricks and the way it should be arranged. So because he was happy, punareva aha, mrityu means Yama, Lord of death, punareva aha, he spoke once again. So this is a way of saying, we see the entire Katha Upanishad is nothing but a dialogue between Nachiketa and Yama. So why does somebody say punareva aha, he spoke once again? It's a way, it's a manner of speaking. Instead of saying said or told, punareva aha. It's a poetic way of putting things. So Yama says, what does he say? That because you have properly understood, so we give you another one boon, free of cost. This does not come. Frequent flyer program. So if you fly 1,000 hours in our airlines, we will give you 10 hours free. Like Domino's Pizza, last time also I told you. If you purchase so many, we will give you coupons which you have to use before 31st of October, and you have to purchase this and that, and in that 50 rupees thing something we will give. This is the coupon system. So they ensure that you purchase more. So like that, buy one get one free. What does he say? He says, Tam abravit priyamano mahatma varam tava iha adya dadami bhuyah tavaiva namna bhavita ayam agnihi srinkam cha imam aneka rupam grihana. So what happens when we go to some place? Suppose Neeraj is invited to a place as the chief guest. Say, for instance, what will happen is, first they will give him a bouquet. And then he will be in a confusion where to keep this bouquet. So much of flowers are wasted every day, I think, by creating huge bouquets, which is of no use. So sometimes our Swamis, they funnily remark, instead of bouquet, if they would have given the money which they have spent in the bouquet, it would have been put to some good use. So one Swami went to a function and a huge bouquet they gave, so artistically designed in the shape of a peacock. And we were all discussing how much money it would have cost to make this bouquet. Then next day morning, we called the person. In fact, we made the Swami call the person and he asked. So it cost, it seems, 2,500 rupees to make a bouquet. And what did the bouquet serve? Nothing. That bouquet had to be carried by one person to the vehicle of the Swami, and from the vehicle, when it came to the ashrama, somebody had to carry, and it was there being displayed, and the flowers withered away, nothing happened. 2,500 rupees gone and drained. So this is what we do. Like Diwali, everybody has, this is a way of showing affection, crackers, but then again it creates noise pollution, sound pollution, and also air pollution, all pollution, and also some accidents in some place called Sivagasi. So this is what happens. You see, so similarly, if Neeraj is called as a chief guest, first thing what he will be given is, there is a ceremony, garlanding ceremony. Now this can also be tricky. So sadhu is invited to a function. Always we have to. So one beautiful looking lady comes and she wants to garland me. So I say, first give the garland in my hand. I keep the hand like this. Then before she does anything, I snatch the garland away. Because they don't know the other connotation of a woman putting garland on a Swami. It looks very odd. Anyway, so this is what happens. So first, to show honor, what we do? Srinkam, garland, we garland. Garlanding ceremony. And if you become a great person, which obviously Neeraj will become, so if you become a great person, what will happen? Your statue will be installed and there will be two types of honor given to you. One is all the netas will come and garland you, and all crows will. That is another kind of honor which will be given. You see, even crows will respect you in their own way. So tilaka they will put. So srinkam. Srinka means what? Srinka means garland. So he says, as though it is a garland, I am going to give you something else. What? I am going to tam abravit, priyamana, having been satisfied, priyamana, by tam abravit. Tam means Nachiketa. Nachiketa said something. What did he say? He repeated what Yama told him about the sacrifice, and having been satisfied or pleased by such repetition or such talk of Nachiketa, iha eva adya tava bhuyah varam dadami. He iha eva, here itself, adya, now. Adya can mean now, it can also mean today. Adya means also today. So adya, now, iha, eva. Here itself, now itself, I am giving bhuya, bhuya, bhuyo, bhuyo. We use sometimes pranamami, etc. Means again and again. I am giving bhuya, varam dadami. Another one boon I am giving you. So this is apart from those three boons. And what is that boon? Tava eva namna bhavita imam. So this imam, this yajna, this sacrifice which I have taught you, Tava eva namna bhavita. Namna, feminine gender, bhavita, feminine gender. In Sanskrit there is a rule. Yad vibhakti, yad vachanam, yad lingaha visheshanasya, tad vibhakti, tad vachanam, tad lingaha visheshyasya. Means there is an adjective and there is a noun. Now, whatever number, gender and case, vibhakti will be there of the noun, the same number, gender and vibhakti should be given to the adjective. So anything connected with a noun. So sarala bhasha. Bhasha is feminine gender. Samskrita tu ativa sarala bhasha. So Sanskrit language is very simple, as you all can by now understand. Sanskrit is a very simple language. Sanskrita tu ativa, tu means indeed. Ativa sarala bhasha. Sarala bhasha. Sarala is, actually bhasha is the noun and adjective is sarala. But if sarala purusha, a person is very simple, straightforward, sarala purusha. So there it will become sarala, there it will not become. And like that, if it is going to be klivalinga or napumsakalinga, then it will become saralam, simple. So it depends on the what you call the noun. Adjective will always follow the noun, and also the case. And also the case. Suppose it is Ramam, so this adjective also has to become whatever in that particular case. In the second case, Ramam. So this also will become Ramam. Ramam, here also it will be second case. Similarly, if Chhatraha, what? Dhimataha. So Dhimataha is in plural. Chhatrani, Dhimatani. Chhatrani is also in plural. So it will be like that. The same number, you will have to apply this. Pushpani. Ramyani, Pushpani. Pushpani is in plural. Ramyani means those which is very beautiful. Ramya. Sometimes people give name to their daughters. Ramya. Ramya means what? One who ramayati means one who attracts is called Ramya. So Ramya. So like that, Ramyani Pushpani means these flowers are attractive. So here Pushpani is in the plural and Ramyani is also in plural. Ramyani is the adjective of Pushpani. Similarly, here Bhavita, Tavaiva Namna Bhavita Ayam Agnihi. Why? Agni is what? Tavaiva Namna, Tava Eva Namna. By your name only this Imam Agni Bhavita. This Agni will be known by your name. So you are talking about Nachiketa Agni. Now here he is giving this offer. Nachiketa Agni. Nowadays it is very common. You sing very nicely. Then we will allow you to sing in a FM. So they have this advertisement, huge hoarding. There will be so many famous band and all people, and one will be a silhout. You don't know who that person is. Why? This person will be the winner of this contest, will come here and sing. Is it not? It's very common. So like that, because you have understood this sacrifice properly, and I also was looking for a good name, maybe that has not been told. So this Namakarana I am doing, I am naming this ceremony, I am calling it Nachiketa. Nachiketa Agni. So Bhavita, I am Agnihi, Bhavita Namna, Tavaiva Namna Bhavita. Your name itself, Tava Eva, your name itself, let it have. Srinkam cha imam aneka rupam grihana. It is like aneka rupam, multicolored, having various forms. Aneka rupam means in this case, rupa can mean form, rupa can mean color also. So in this case, aneka rupam srinkam grihana. So here also you see srinkam aneka rupam. Aneka rupam is the adjective, srinkam is the noun. So because it is srinkam in the second case, the adjective also becomes in the second case, aneka rupam grihana. You please accept this garland of different colors, multiple colors, garland, you please accept. What is this garland? This garland is the naming of the sacrifice in your name. This is one extra offer. There were 3 boons plus 1. 3 plus 1 offer. So this is what our Yama is telling. Now Yama also, you see, wants to praise Nachiketa. Generally when somebody praises somebody in a company or in an institution, means what? If suppose your boss calls you and praises you, that means what? You be prepared. He is going to give you something very difficult to do. That is why he is praising you. So similarly, Yama does not want Nachiketa to ask further any boon, because he has understood that this fellow is going to create problem. So he is going on praising Nachiketa, that you are so nice, etc. So he is telling next mantra. Have you understood this mantra? So silent. Eerie silence. Like this silence is like at 12 o'clock in the night if somebody goes to a library of a university, or if you go to a morgue, the silence will be like eerie, frightening silence. Good. So we are talking about death, some resemblance should be there. You see, this is Tri Nachiketa, Trinachiketas, Tribihi Etya Sandhim, Trikarma Kritta, Atijanma Mrityu, Brahmajagnyam Deva Medium Viditva, Nichaya Imam Shantim Atyantameti. Now here, Yama is doing what is called marketing, advertisement. He has first is branding. What is branding? You're all technological people, you don't know this. Supposed to know. Because nowadays whatever you do engineering, you do chartered accountancy, you do medicine, finally you will have to do what? MBA. You have to do one MBA, then only you will get something. So what is branding? Huh? Naming or giving it a logo, giving it an identity, a brand. Brand equity. So, see this is called brand equity, a brand value. So giving it a brand equity is called. So Yama has done that. He has called this sacrifice Nachiketa. So that branding has been done. Now next, once branding is done, next step is marketing. So for marketing, first step is advertisement. So first you thought that even this neem ka, the branch of neem is sufficient for your teeth. But they will bring so many dental association, this association, and show that this is not sufficient, you need to have this particular toothpaste. And they will bring some celebrity. God only knows why you need that celebrity, but anyway they will bring. And then this is marketing. So similarly here, Nachiketa, Nachiketa. The yajna has been named Nachiketa. And now Yama is doing marketing. What? He says, Tribihi. Sandhim etya. Etya means having attained. Tribihi sandhihi. Sandhihi can mean many things, but in all instances it has got an inherent meaning, that is union, coming together. So Trikala Sandhi also we say when the sun comes together. So when there is dawn, dusk and afternoon, this is Trisandhya. So this Sandhi you have to do this prayers, Trisandhya. That is one thing. And another is Sandhi, which you see in grammar. Joining of two words, Sandhi. That is one Sandhi. Here what he is talking about is union of instruction with the instructed. So the teacher is teaching you something and you also should get connected to that. Otherwise, you will be sitting and you will say that yes, the tail is remaining. You know this story, na? Tail is remaining. What is that story? So a brilliant student like me was sitting and a brilliant teacher in the original sense like Neeraj was teaching or maybe Professor Mandal was teaching. So he was asking, okay, so he has given an assignment, so everyone was doing, and because I am brilliant, so all brilliant people are insane, so I was just watching something else. So he said, is it over? I said, yes, tail only is remaining. Because a lizard was trying to get into a hole in the wall. So the whole result had gone, only the tail was remaining. So this tail was remaining. So similarly, if the connect between the taught and the teacher is not there, if the instruction does not go properly in terms of communication, you see a data packet goes from one side to another, but somehow it is lost in the traffic. So there is only ping, there is no pong. So you don't get that data packet. Somehow it is either hacked or it is lost because of. So you have transmission of data but no reception. Similarly, this Sandhi is what is being talked about here. Sandhi of instruction, getting connected with the instruction. Now this Shankaracharya interprets in three ways. He says Sandhi need not only mean instruction. Sandhi can also mean the coming together of the person with his mother, father and the teacher. Matra Devo, Pitra Devo, Acharya Devo Bhava. Matri Devo Bhava, Pitra Devo Bhava, Taittiriya Upanishad, Acharya Devo Bhava. They have been given the status of God.
Why not Asti? Bhava means should become.
Good question. Suddenly he has woken from slumber. So Bhava in this, it's a very good question. Bhava in this sense does not mean in the sense of let they be, but here it is in the sense of vidhi, injunction. You have to consider them. You have to consider them. Bhava means let they be treated as. Not that let they be. They are already, but you also have to acknowledge and treat them as Deva. Matra Deva Bhava, Pitra Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. So, Shankaracharya says that Sandhi means what? An individual will definitely have a mother and father and also supposed to have a teacher, and this individual should be connected with these people. What does that mean? Connected. So we say we have a common platform, or we have a level playing ground, or we say there is some disconnect between us. Somehow things are not, it is not gel, there is no gel. See, things are not gelling between us. So this connect means coming together, both in spirit and also in practice. Letter and spirit, you should come together. Your father is a wonderful man. He has a good name in the society, Sat Jana. And what are you doing? You are trying your best to tarnish that name. So there are some wonderful children like that. They try to, if they are caught in the wrong place, they say, do you know who my father is? So they create more problem for father. So that should not be done. Mother. So you respect your mother, you respect your father, and also you respect the teacher. And you live yourself, your life in such a way that you bring glory to your mother, your father, and the teacher. Not infamy, you don't bring bad name to them, but you bring good name to them. This is one way of looking at this. Or the other way is, why should I respect or why should I get connected with mother, father and teacher? Because these are the people who give me education. I get my education from my mother. She is my first teacher. First teacher is education, first educator is mother. Because it is mother who even tells us who our father is it not? It is the mother who tells us who the father is. So this education we get from mother. Mother is the first teacher, so you have to get connected with mother. And father is also the second teacher. After mother, father is the teacher. So you need to get connected with the father. And Guru will teach you other things in detail, and you need to get in touch with Guru. You need to go to his level and understand. As also the Guru needs to come to your level and teach you, you should also go to Guru's level and understand. This is what is meant. So to understand what is told in the scriptures, what is expected of you by the society, you need to get connected with the father, mother and the teacher. Also, it can mean Vedas, Smriti and good people. Shruti, Smriti and Sadhu or this Sajjana, good people. So how do you get knowledge? The other way of getting knowledge is you read, you go to the scriptures. Scriptures are of two types. One is which is coming through the oral tradition, the Vedas, which are also called Shruti, and the other one which are social codes of conduct like Manusmriti, Yagyavalkya Smriti, Raghunandana Smriti, etc., Gautama Smriti. So Smriti from Smarana, that which is in memory, coming out of memory, Smriti. So Smriti and Shruti. Swami Vivekananda says when there is a contradiction between Shruti and Smriti, give importance or priority to Shruti, because that is more, it has to be considered stronger than Smriti. So in Manusmriti it has been told like that, okay, but in Vedas what has been told, if it is contradicting what has been told in Manusmriti, then you forget Manusmriti and stick to Vedas. So this is the thing. And how do you know how to practice this Shruti and Smriti? There are fine points of difference. How will you know how to practice it? Sajjana. Yadyat acharati shreshtaha tattad eva itaro janaha. So what shreshtaha or good people or the leading people of society. Nowadays it has got a different meaning. Leading people means what? Ambani. So these people are totally corrupt, I will also follow. Not like that. Satjana, good people. What they do, you have to follow. Yadyad acharati shreshtaha. Whatever shreshtaha, good people do, tat eva itaro jana. The same way, itara jana, the other people, rest of the people, society, follow them. They are the true leaders. So that is one way of looking this Tribhi Sandhim. Tribhi Sandhim. Three types of Sandhi or connection. And the third way of looking at it is through the method of knowledge. Now here we have discussed 4 things which are necessary, 4 or 5 things which are necessary in the process of knowing. Can anybody tell me what are those things? 4 things in the process of knowing. No, Neeraj is smiling because he knows. You don't know? Okay. One clue. Prama is valid knowledge. Wow. Yes. Prama, valid knowledge. Pramata? Pramata is? Pramata is what?
Who has the knowledge? Who validates?
No. Pramata is the person who knows, knower. Prama is valid knowledge, Pramata is knower, Prameyo is the what? Prameya is what? The object of knowledge. And Pramana is the means of knowledge. Means of knowledge. So this you need to know because it will keep on coming. Certain things will not leave you in Vedanta. One is snake and rope. Snake and rope will, and then another person is, whenever they don't get any name of person, they will say Devadatta. So Devadatta is always there in Vedanta. Snake and rope is there. Pramana is there. Sambandha, what is that? Anubandha Chatushtaya is there. Then Sadhan Chatushtaya is there. All these things will come again and again. So better you memorize these things. So they will come again and again. And every time all scriptures will say that what is the Pratipadaka or aim of Vedanta is the identity, knowing the identity of Atman and Brahman. Achha. Now, this also is one way of looking at things, that the three sandhi, connecting with the mainly three types of, there are 6 methods of knowledge. What are they? Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Shabda, Anupalabdhi, etc. Anyway, so we will come to that later. Sometimes this has to be discussed during the course of this Upanishad. So, mainly we have 3 types of knowledge. First is Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha means direct sense perception. You see, you hear, you taste, you touch, etc. So this is direct perception. If suppose Neeraj is going to say that today on 14th of November, Jawaharlal Nehru's birthday and Children's Day, we were tortured by Katha Upanishad. So if he is telling tomorrow that such thing did not happen at all, so Somnath will not accept because he knows, he was there. He said, no, I saw that, I was present and you cannot say this. Seriously, something wrong. So Pratyaksha Pramana. This is the basic means of knowledge, Pratyaksha Pramana. Direct sense perception. Then Anumana. Anumana means what? Anumana means inference. Inference. In this case, inference. So now there is less crowd, so I infer that because yesterday they had to wake up till night, late night, so that is why people have not come. This is one inference I am making. Benefit of doubt. So inference, Anumana, or the classic example given for inference is? What is the classic example given for Anumana? What is that? No, not snake. What is that?
If there is a smoke, there is some fire.
Yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vahnihi. Means wherever there is smoke, there is fire. Wherever there is smoke, there is fire. So one sees that in mountain, from distance it is seen that there is smoke. So they immediately understand that there is fire. So without smoke, without fire, there will be no smoke. So this kind of inference. This is called Anumana. And scriptures, Shabda Pramana. That is authority, verbal authority. Why? Shabda Pramana. There are 6 types of Pramana. So these 3 are very important. Pratyaksha, direct sense perception. Anumana, inference. And third is Shabda. Shabda means verbal testimony. If somebody of great reputation like Somnath, he says that this is going to happen. So everybody will accept because they know that he does not speak untruth. But suppose somebody like Ram Jetmalani is going to say that, nobody will accept. So because everybody knows this person is the villain of the piece. So like that, Shabda Pramana. Shabda Pramana.
Among these three, Pratyaksha Pramana is the strongest.
Depends on what you want to know. Like if you want to know Brahman, none of these are useful. Neither by direct sense perception, neither by inference, neither by verbal testimony, you can know Brahman. By verbal testimony, you can hear about Brahman, but by that you cannot realize or experience Brahman or God. So,
But Pratyaksha Pramana is there for realizing.
no. You don't realize God using your senses, do you?
Without sense again. But
No, the Pratyaksha means sense perception. Pratyaksha means sense perception, not. So that is why it is called aparokshanubhuti. It is not Pratyaksha, it is aparoksha. So it is something which you do without using your senses. So these are the three methods. So scripture, for example, somebody has some doubt about, say, that day we were having a discussion whether corn has been used. So he pointed out that corn now it is not, corn does not mean bhutta because this is not local, how that time it can be. So how do you know that, where from you get the verbal testimony? Google.com. So Google.com gives you verbal testimony, or it is the authority regarding this. So you do some Googleaya Namaha and you find out that corn was brought to India, or it was found out, maize was found out in 2500 BC. Definitely Katha Upanishad was done much before that. 2500 BC was Buddhist period. Buddha was born 2500, means not BC exactly. 2500 years ago he was born. He was born in 500 BC. So 2500 BC is also after Katha Upanishad period. So that is the time when maize came into existence. So then what is the corn? Actually corn in English means any food grain. Corn, the word corn means any food grain. So nowadays we use it only for maize, but it can be used for any food grain. So sasya also means any food grain. So that is what sasyameva ajayate. So this is scriptural authority. Wikipedia is one authority like that. So you have encyclopedia, some authority. So like that, the tribi sandibhihi, three types of connection. One is mother, father and teacher. The other one is Shruti, Smriti and good people, Sajjana. And third one is three types of means of knowledge, that is Pratyaksha, Anumana and Shabda Pramana. That is direct perception, inference and scriptural authority. So he says that three Nachiketa, so having connected yourself with these three, Tribi Sandhi Etya, having attained these three types of connections, it could be any of these three or all of these three. Three Nachiketa. Three Nachiketa means one who has performed the Nachiketa sacrifice 3 times. So you have to perform Nachiketa sacrifice 3 times. And you have to get connected with 3. Either it can be father, mother and teacher, or it can be Shruti, Smriti and Sajjana, or it can be Pratyaksha, Anumana and Shabda Pramana. You have to get connected with these 3. Then 3 Karmakrit. One who has done 3 duties. What are these 3 duties? 3 duties. What are the 3 duties? 3 duties is, you first study the Vedas. Adhyayana. You first study the Vedas. And second, you perform yajna. First you study the Vedas and then perform yajna. These are the 3 duties. Then you do dana. You perform charity. First you study the Vedas, then according to the Vedas you perform yajnas, sacrifices which are told there, and then you perform charity. These are the three kinds of karma or actions which you have to perform. So that is what is told. A person who will get connected with the three sandhis, three types of connections, and then he will perform the Nachiketa sacrifice 3 times, and he will also perform the 3 types of actions. What will happen to this person? This person will performing the Nachiketa sacrifice 3 times. Now a question may arise that why should somebody perform the same sacrifice 3 times? So there is an alternative interpretation. What is that alternative interpretation? That you perform this sacrifice, but before performing, you attain the knowledge of this sacrifice. You first get to know about the sacrifice. Then you study the sacrifice. You first know about the sacrifice, you give a reading, and then you study, you analyze the sacrifice, and then you perform the sacrifice. So there are 3 steps. First you know, then you study, then you perform. So these 3 things if you do, that means 3 Nachiketa means the Nachiketa sacrifice has to be done using 3 methods, 3 steps. First knowing, then analyzing, then performing. And you have to do 3 kinds of actions. These 3 types of actions are studying the Vedas, performing the sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas, and doing charity. Why charity? Because if you do the sacrifices for your own good and forget the world, so that is more a selfish kind of attitude. That is why the Shastra says, Upanishad says that you have to also perform charity. So you have to also think about the world, the other fellow beings, charity. Now if a person does all these, what will happen? Now the phala has been given. Like many stotras, if you study in Gita, Mahatmya, etc., they will say that if you chant 1 shloka or half shloka or even 1/4 of shloka, you will get this, you will get that, etc. This is advertisement. So they are giving advertisement so that you go and do this. Like you show that you use Fair and Lovely and suddenly you become so lovely. Nothing will happen. You may become more black, more dark complexion. But that helps the sale of the product. Similarly here. So what will happen? Now here, how can you say, why I am saying it will not happen, how can you say that performing a sacrifice which is very much within the transitory world, within the impermanent world, how can you say that performing this sacrifice will lead you to immortality? So this is what is called Arthavada. It is something which is told to encourage you to perform something. The Vedas, they have so many injunctions which are called Vidhi Vakya, or they have Nisheda Vakya, they have prohibitions. So to make sure that you perform that or you abstain from doing something, they also add this phala, Shruti. So
Does it mean that Shastra also can be false?
no, it's not false. It is like, it is inducing you to do that action. It is not exactly false. Arthavada means so that that something should not be done or something should be done is correct. But that you do it, how, like mothers, they say that yes, you should drink the milk. If you don't drink the milk, what will happen? This booth will come and catch you. Something like that. And nowadays the children will not accept that. They will have to imagine something else.
Charity usually refines the...
No, I am not talking about the charity. That a person who will do this sacrifice, the entire thing has been given, the result of entire thing is being told, that the Nachiketa sacrifice has to be performed. So, if such thing happens, what will happen? Tarati Janma Mrityu. So, Janma Mrityu, the birth and death. Tarati, crosses, he crosses. He overcomes or goes beyond Janana Marana. Janma Mrityu. So, transmigratory existence. That is the English translation. Birth, death. Again, so now we are all living and we are all having so many impressions in our mind. Whatever we do will have a impression on our mind, which is called samskara. So if you do good thing, you will have a good impression. If you do bad karma, you will have a bad impression. These are all like bank account. So you have a negative, you have a positive. Withdrawal, deposit. So what will happen if you want to close the bank account? Say you have a bank account with ICICI Bank. So you want to close. Suppose there is some loan, you will have to pay that. And suppose there is some deposit, you will have to withdraw that. So bank account, if you want to close, if you just say I want to close, the manager will not just like that leave you. Either he will give you money or he will take money from you. This is the idea. Similarly, if we want to just stop, we don't want to. There was one Swamiji whose name was Swami Madhavananda. He was the president of Ramakrishna order. And when he joined the Ramakrishna order, Sri Shraddha Devi, she said that he is a person who is like a elephant tusk. Elephant tusk braided with gold. Means plated with gold. Gold plated, because elephant tusk ivory itself is very costly. And if you do gold plating, it becomes still more costly. Why? Because he was having so much of vairagya, dispassion towards the world, and he was highly qualified. In those days he was double MA, etc. So, and what do you call that? Ishan scholar. So he was a very great student. And he joined Madhavananda ji. Later on he became the president. So once he went abroad to America, United States of America, and he gave a lecture. So there, these people had a question. Catholic Christianity, that is the church or Pope, they do not believe even now in birth control. So all contraception is prohibited. But in some report it was shown that many such companies who manufacture such things are owned by them. That is a different thing. Very wealthy. So Pope, they don't believe in that. So the Christian, many people were the Christians. So they asked Madhavanandaji, Swamiji, what you have to say about birth control? What is your opinion on birth control? At that time. Yeah, this is...
Even in the present presidential election, that was the issue.
So birth control, what do you say about birth control? Because Christianity, the Catholic Christian does not accept. So immediately Madhavanji said, yes, we all need birth control. So it was like very exciting. Oh, Swamiji is telling. So then he said, yes, we need birth control. There should be no more births. There should be no more births. This should be your last birth. There should be no more coming to this world. Punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, punarapi. So punarapi janani, where from it is? Bhaja Govindam, Shankaracharya. So punanapi janani jatare shayanam. You should not again come. You see, before taking sannyasa, you have to do Shraddha. I think I mentioned about this. So that is called Atma Shraddha. We perform our own Shraddha. So we do all those rites. And there are beautiful Sanskrit verses about mother. And we have to perform the Shraddha of mother also. All people who are alive, we will perform Shraddha. Because afterwards we are not entitled to any Vedic karma. So we perform. So there are so inspiring and so emotional, or rather full of feeling verses about mother. There it is told that, oh mother, you born me in your womb for 9 months and you kept me like that, etc. And it is so charged with feeling atmosphere. Some people even get tears because it is like that. So, punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. So this should not be there. Tarati, janma mrityu. This birth should stop. How it will stop? As I said, you go to a bank manager and say, I want to close the account. You cannot. You have to either remove the money or you have to give back the money. So whenever we are doing a work, action, any action, even sleeping is an action. If you do this action, you have a bad samskara or a good samskara in your mind. Depending on that samskara, you will have to get the result. So if this can happen in this birth or in the next birth.